In this experiment, we're going to be talking about how to make a rubber egg. Just like we dissolved the green patina on the pennies, we're going to dissolve the calcium shell on the egg. So we have our hydrogen ions here. We have our oxygens. One of them is yellow because we don't have enough oxygen atoms. We have the blue ion representing calcium, and then we have a bunch of bonds, and we have carbon atoms. So we make the same acetic acid molecule like we did in the other experiments. So we're going to take the carbon, it's going to be attached to 3 hydrogens to make the CH3 portion. I'm going to bond that with another carbon, double bonded to an oxygen. And single bonded to another oxygen with a hydrogen on it. We are going to make one more of these. So I will do that real quick. So we're going to do that one more time with the carbon to 3 hydrogens. Bond that to an oxygen. Double bond. Oh wait, sorry. Bond that to a carbon. Double bond that to an oxygen. Sometimes these are a little tricky to get in. And then we're going to add our hydrogen onto it. I'm using a double bond right now just because we don't have that many single bonds, but this should be a single bond in real life. Sorry. To an oxygen, which is single bonded to a hydrogen. And then our last molecule is the calcium carbonate, which is the coating on the shell of the egg. So we're going to take our calcium, we'll start with the carbonate part. So we have our carbon. It's going to have two single bonds to 2 oxygens, and a double bond to an oxygen to fill up all 4 parts of its shell. So calcium carbonate it's an ionic form. So calcium doesn't fully bond to the carbonate. They both exist as atoms. Calcium will have a +1 charge, and carbonate will have a -1 charge because the oxygens have a lot of electron density. So together they just attract each other, but they don't have a bond between them. What's going to happen is the carbonate ion will break apart into carbon dioxide. So you're going to have a single bonded oxygen and a double bonded oxygen to make carbon dioxide. The remaining oxygen molecule will react with the lone hydrogens on the oxygens to make water. So you're going to have H, and then you're going to have two hydrogens. Just like that. So you have water, you have carbon dioxide, and the only thing remaining from the calcium carbonate is the calcium, which, like last time, it has a positive charge, and then we just removed the hydrogens from the oxygen. So now the oxygen doesn't have a positive charge near it. So the calcium is going to be in between those, and it's going to attract both of them, but it's not going to bond to either. We're going to take a white raw egg and place it in a small container and cover it with water and weigh the egg down in the vinegar. We're going to cover it with vinegar and weigh the egg down in the vinegar so it's completely submerged. Then you're going to wait at least a day before you pull it out, and I would leave it in the fridge. This egg has been submerged in vinegar for a little bit less than 12 hours, so we're going to see what it looks like. This is the egg just plain before I put it in the vinegar, and this is the one that's been submerged. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can tell much on camera about its translucency, but you can kind of see the yellow. I am pushing against it and it is being squished. You can tell. There, see, it's becoming more and more rubber-like. If you leave it in, it should become more translucent, so you should be able to see the inside. See, it doesn't crack, it kind of bounces. And there's also white stuff coming off of it. This is the calcium carbonate that's dissolving into the vinegar that we have, and the shell becoming softer because of that. The egg should no longer have a shell in a few hours, and it should be rubbery to the touch. The eggshell dissolved into the water as calcium carbonate, as we can see on the bottom of this tub. The reason why the egg becomes rubbery is because the vinegar denatures the egg's albumin protein. When you do this at home, leave it in the fridge and replace the vinegar if the vinegar gets dirty. And you can wait as long as 4 days to see the results happen. So once the egg is popped, because it hasn't gone the full like 12 hours plus. This is what the shell looks like. You can fold it. It's very rubbery. The inside should become more rubbery too the longer you have it in the vinegar.